member for Bass has the call.
My question is to the Assistant Treasurer. Will the Assistant Treasurer update the House on how the budget will help build a stronger, smarter and fairer nation for Australian families? And what would families have to look forward to under other approaches?
The Assistant Treasurer has the call.
Thanks, Speaker, and I thank the member for Bass for his question. And I had the pleasure of joining the member for Bass in his electorate in Launceston last week, and it was a good opportunity to talk to some locals there about how our budget sets out a plan for Australia's future. And with our government focusing in on jobs and growth, families have got a lot to look forward to. They can look forward to a stronger economy with more investment in infrastructure. They can look forward to a fairer society with a fully funded National Disability Insurance Scheme. And of course they can look forward to a smarter country where we make the necessary investments to give every child the opportunity to get the education that they deserve. And I take the opportunity to welcome the fact that the ACT today has signed up to a plan that will ensure that their schools will be funded so that they can become world-class. And I know that's been welcomed by families all around the ACT today. Now, that's what families have to look forward to under our government. But of course families would face a very different future if the Leader of the Opposition were to get elected. And don't believe me, listen to the member for Tangi. The member for Tangi is out there today, and the member for Tangi said, he spilt the beans, he said, if elected, an Abbott government would need to put in place austerity measures. Now, these are the sorts of failed policies that have driven economies in Europe back into recession, and they've driven millions of people out onto unemployment queues. And that's their recipe for Australia's future. Now, they've already given us a little bit of an indication of the hit list of policies that they have on their agenda that will slug families. They've told us about their $20 billion paid parental leave tax, which will drive up the cost of living for all Australians. They've told us about their cuts to retirement savings, how they'll abandon the increase in the compulsory superannuation contributions. They've told us about how they'll jack up taxes on the lowest paid workers when it comes to super. And they've also told us about how they'll cut the school kids' bonus. But make no mistake about it, they won't stop there. They won't stop there, and we know that because they've already announced their secret commission of cuts. It'll be a commission of cuts that will give them more and more ideas when it comes to how they can slug families, with new ideas to slug families with higher taxes and deeper cuts. First, we had the member for North Sydney out there saying, oh, well, we've got to end this age of entitlement. Then we had the Leader of the Opposition out there saying, with his confected outrage, that this is an age of emergency. Well, we all know what we'll get if they get elected. It'll be an age of austerity, with cuts, cuts and more cuts. Labor stands for jobs and growth. The only thing you'll get out of the Liberals is cuts to the bone.